everyone, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet, and today I'm here to show you what is in my travel makeup bag. Now, this is actually focused more for road trip travel. I don't fly by airplane all that often, but I do, go away for weekends. I live in New England, so sometimes to the Cape or New Hampshire. And I also do stand-up comedy in the evening, so sometimes I have to travel overnight to do a show, like say in Connecticut or in New York. So this is actually not necessarily TSA approved, but I can give you some tricks and tips to make it TSA approved. Now, for someone who is an everyday starlet, I will admit this is not really that big a makeup bag, but it really holds everything I need to make myself feel glamorous and special when I'm on the road. I use a Ziploc bag, and I realize that is not that glamorous, but I've tried a lot of different travel bags, and I find that with a Ziploc bag, I can fit everything in it. This is sort of like a medium size bag, and it sort of flattens out more, and stuff is just it's more flexible. So I can actually put it in my carry-on and it doesn't take up as much space. So it's kind of a compromise. I have a less glamorous makeup bag, but that allows me to fit more clothes and shoes and accessories into my bag. So I think of it as sort of a compromise. I always bring tissues. I don't bring a lot of tools with me, and I probably could bring less of these, but I put some regular Q-tips in here, and then these are just, they call them multi-purpose cotton cosmetic applicators. They just are a little bit firmer than regular Q-tips, and they have like a flat cotton side on one side and then a pointed side. They're just nice for like touching up makeup, and I throw a couple extra sponge tip applicators for eyeshadows and stuff just in this bag. I bring foundation, and I haven't been able to find like a small version of my foundation. This is actually my Clinique foundation. I'm obsessed with putting things in plastic baggies so they don't spill. And it's YSL concealer. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name. This is my favorite concealer, and it's pretty compact. This is the regular size, and a little goes a long way. And I pretty much almost always wear concealer, at least under my eyes and just, any area where I might have a blemish or anything. And this is YSL, and it's the Touch, or I don't know, it's Radiant Touch, basically. I'm not going to try to pronounce the fancy names, but it's YSL, and it's sort of like a highlighter, so I usually will use it under my eyes to sort of brighten my eyes. Sometimes you can use it on the bridge of your nose. It's just a very subtle highlighter. A lot of people think it's a concealer, but it's not, so it'll highlight whatever you put it on. And I've just discovered this, and I love it because I use loose powder myself. I'm obsessed with it. But for travel, sometimes loose powder can get a little awkward, and this is actually from Sephora, but I actually had to track this down. I don't know if Sephora still carries it, but it has this little compartment where you can fill up with your loose powder, and then it has a twist off and a twist up brush, so you can basically kind of shake your powder onto the brush, and then you've got your little brush, and then you can just sort of touch up. And I'm always shiny, so I always like touching up my face. Now, one thing I've learned is if you're actually traveling on a plane, obviously like your foundation would have to go in a special TSA bag because it's a liquid. But a lot of people think if it's a loose powder, they can get away with it and just put it in their regular bag. I actually learned from traveling. I flew a few years ago, and someone I was with tried to bring like a powdered drink in a container in their bag, and it actually, because when the TSA is sort of looking at this, like the powder looks like a liquid, so they'll actually take it out and they'll test it, and it kind of holds you up in security. So just a little side note, like if I was traveling on a plane, probably instead of bringing my loose powder, what I would do is I would probably just bring my pressed powder. And my loose powder is Clinique, and my pressed powder is Invisible Matte Clinique pressed powder. Pressed powder isn't my first choice. I usually just use it for touch-ups, and for my regular makeup routine I use loose powder, but if I'm traveling on a plane or something, pressed powder is just way simpler. So this is probably what I would take with me by itself, just to use to powder after my concealer, foundation, whatever, just to set my makeup. To eliminate the need for bringing a big blush brush and stuff, I use Smashbox O Glow, which is, it's like a gel blush that you just sort of rub on your cheeks, and it kind of, I don't know, brings out like the natural pinkness of your skin. I don't really know exactly how it works, but Smashbox Oh Glow, and again, you can just rub it on, so you don't need to worry about bringing like a big blush brush with you. I don't really do a lot to my eyebrows, but they don't take up that much space, so I just bring my basic eyebrow pencil. It's Maybelline Expert Eyes in Blonde, because again, it doesn't take up that much space, and it can also double as like sort of a light colored maybe eyeliner if you want to use it under your eyes or something. And I also bring my Brow Fix Clear Wax pencil, which I just kind of, you just rub over your eyebrow, and it's just a little waxy pencil that basically just kind of keeps your brows in place with a little bit of wax. I don't bring a lot of eyeshadows with me. I tend to stick to just like one multi-pack, and this one is actually L'Oreal Color Riche because I'm worth it. It's my favorite, and I can use either, you know, just the lighter colors for highlights, or I can use the darker colors for more of a smoky eye. And one thing I actually learned from reading travel blogs and stuff is it's not so much if you're driving, but if you are on an airplane, if you bring like a liquid eyeliner, like a traditional liquid eyeliner, it can actually explode. I actually have gotten obsessed with actually using like a gel liner with a brush. I use Maybelline Eye Studio. I mean, sometimes it takes a little practice to apply with the brush, but I actually really love it. I've become obsessed with this. This is actually like my everyday eyeliner now. Now, you don't have to use a waterproof mascara, but I like when I'm traveling, you just never know what the weather's gonna be like, and so I like to bring waterproof mascara. And one thing I've noticed is it is almost impossible to find a mini waterproof mascara. And mascaras now today, like the brushes and the packages are getting so big and bulky that I actually have found this Maybelline Lash Discovery Mini Brush in Waterproof. And it's a full-size mascara, but it has a very small brush, but it's waterproof, and it's a great waterproof mascara. It's great because even though it's a full-size mascara, it's very thin and sleek, so it doesn't take up a lot of space in my makeup bag. And before I use mascara, I always curl my eyelashes, and one of the things that I found that I love is this little mini, and it's pink too. This is actually from Japonesque. I don't really know how you pronounce the name of this. I got this from Ulta. It's this pretty little pink eyelash curler. It just sort of flips out, and it kind of clips like this, and it takes up a lot less space than a regular full-size eyelash curler. And that is my travel makeup bag. It takes up very little space, but I can actually go from day to night and do all kinds of different looks with just this basic makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them in the comment section below, and make sure you give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe to the YouTube page and check out everydaystarlet.com. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you join us next time.